Okay, so this is like take 101 at this point, but welcome back to my channel, you guys. In today's video, we're going to be doing a 3-in-1 get ready with me. That's hair, makeup, and outfits. So if you guys want to see the makeup look, see the hair, the clothes, and everything like that, definitely continue to watch this video. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Okay, you guys, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with my hair. And I'm going to be putting on a wig, so I'm going to put on my wig cap. And I'm going to be doing the bald cap method. So I'm going to be stretching that out. And I think first things first is I'm going to take some Got2b glue. And I'm going to slick back my edges a little bit because they are a little bit unruly right now. So I'm just going to be slicking those back. And then we'll put the wig back on. Boom. Okay, so this is actually my second or third attempt of doing this video, so I'm just hoping and praying that this is the one, okay? Because I went to edit this video, and I just really didn't like the way it turned out. I didn't really like anything about it, to be honest with you. So I was like, you know what, I need to just redo it until, you know, I really like it. I just don't want to put anything out there that I truly don't like, because I feel like if I don't like it and I'm the creator, I'm the one doing the video, I feel like nobody else is really gonna like it either, you know what I mean? So that's just why I kind of was like, let me just, you know, try to put out something that I truly want to put out, that I truly like. So that's why I just went ahead and redid this video. So, okay, so I do have my mirror over on this side, so if I am looking off to the side, that's why. So I do want to say that congratulations to everybody that graduated this year. I know that it wasn't necessarily ideal, but you know, God had other plans, and you know, this is just kind of our reality as of now. So, you know, congratulations to the class of 2020. Whether you graduated high school or college, you know, it's still a huge accomplishment, and you guys should really be proud of yourselves. And you know, I'm really sorry that you guys didn't really get to celebrate how you probably wanted to, because I know it just kind of took me up by storm. Like, this was my first semester at my college or whatever, and you know, I was not expecting it to go this way. So, you know, it definitely is an adjustment period. I will say that. But nevertheless, I did really good this semester. My grades were good. I passed all my classes, and despite me having like anxiety, like really bad anxiety mid like semester because of what was going on, you know, I think I did pretty good considering the fact that, you know, there was a pandemic and things like that. And you know, if you failed a class or anything like that, don't be ashamed, because this semester wasn't really ideal. It's really hard, especially if you're in college, it's really hard to focus on your schoolwork when you probably have other things going on. A lot of college students have to work, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us have to work because we don't have, you know, parents that will support us. Not that they won't support us, but we just don't have parents that, you know, can support us. We don't have the parents that, you know, make a lot of money to where that they can help us out on rent and food and stuff like that. So we have to work, and there's nothing wrong with that because it builds character or whatever. But you know, sometimes that's just some people's reality, and I think that that definitely does affect you. It definitely does affect you as a student, especially because you're just having to worry about, you know, if I lose my job, which a lot of people did, you're having to worry about, okay, like, you know, what's next for me. Am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to be able to, you know, pay my bills and stuff like that? And a lot of college students don't get the stimulus check because we don't qualify. So, and I know a lot of students did get money from the Department of Education. So if you guys are in college, I would say definitely check your email, check with your institution about whether you guys got grant money from the Department of Education so that you guys can get money that way. I would love to do a video all about college, the college experience. I'm in my 3rd institute. I went to Eastern Kentucky University the first year. And then I went to a community college, and now I'm at U of L. So I would love to, you know, talk about my experience, my roommate situations and stuff like that. That'll probably be like, I won't even do a story time on that video just because I've thought about it and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about story times anymore. Like, I've seen people do story times and then it kind of like falls back on them, you know what I'm saying, because the person, they find out who it is. You know, people are messy. And I just don't want to single nobody out, you know, even though that situation was crazy and hell, she probably deserved it, but I just don't want to, I don't think I will ever do like a story time like that again. Like, I don't think I will, just because I'm not that type of person to try to get somebody to like bully people. And I feel like that's kind of what the internet does nowadays. They start to do this bullying thing, and I don't like that, so probably won't do it. But I've been drinking lemongrass tea because that stuff is really good for anxiety. So I've been drinking that. If you are someone who deals with anxiety, I definitely recommend that you get you some lemongrass tea because it's really good for anxiety. And it's actually really, really good. I put lemon in mine. And yeah, it's pretty tasty. I like it. So I think I'm gonna have to blow dry this part down because it just takes too long for me to sit here and try to wait, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to wait all day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this part off camera. I'm gonna blow dry it and then I'll come back and then we'll cut the rest of this wig cap off. Okay, so I'm back, blow dried my wig cap down. It's nice and hard or whatever, so I'm probably gonna speed this part up because I feel like I'm done just cutting it off, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's really nothing to see, so yeah, probably gonna just speed this part up. Okay, so these little parts right here are coming up already, but you know what? We're moving on. I really don't care because I'm probably not even going to keep this wig on for that long. So it is what it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some makeup on so that when I put my wig on, it looks more effortless or whatever. So you guys know, it's like the vodka method. You can go look it up on YouTube. This is not a tutorial, by the way. This is just me putting on a wig, okay? Honestly, this wig that I'm about to put on, you guys can wear this glueless because it does come with combs. I'll show you. Where's my wig at? What do I do with it? Oh, it's over there. So this wig I got from Amazon, and I'll probably insert a clip of me like cutting the lace off the first time I did it so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like. But I cut the lace off already. But yeah, it does come with combs on each side, and then it also comes with a comb in the back or whatever. It is a 360 wig, and it's nice and blonde, like a goldish blonde color. I really like it. Reminds me of Beyonce or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting some makeup on. So I'm gonna be taking I'll take this brush right here and just kind of stipple it on or whatever. So let's see, I like to do this with powder more than I do foundation, because I don't feel like wasting my foundation, and I have a couple of powder bronzers that I don't use. So yeah, I just take those. And this one I'm using is from Too Faced. I actually have another one that's a little bit cheaper. Let me see, it might be under here. Yeah, this one right here, I'll probably take this one instead. This one's really cheap. This is the LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Pressed Powder. This is not my color, as you can see. It's very, very light, but it's good enough to, you know, use for what I'm, you know, using it for or whatever. And I might go back in with a different color just to kind of darken it up. But when I bought this powder, I thought it was my color, and obviously it's not. So that's why, you know, I just kept it or whatever. You know, LA Girl's cheap anyway, so it's kind of like I'm not losing it. I'm not losing any money. So yeah, I don't really know why the flaps come down right here. I don't know. I think it's because I have really long sideburns. I thought about like just shaving, not cutting them off, but just shaving them down a little bit, because my sideburns are like unruly, girl. Like, they are unruly. It don't make no sense, okay? I'm like, what happened to my edges? Like, why couldn't my edges be like this? Because it's not that I don't have no edges, because I definitely do, but they're a little bit sparse in some areas, and I would like it if they weren't. But yeah, if you guys have like a trick, or if I'm cutting it wrong or something like that, let me know. Because I've watched YouTube videos and I'm like, what is going on? Why does it always, like, why does this part never want to stay? Like, that's annoying. Come on now. I'm gonna go in with this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil medium deep matte bronzer, just to darken it up a little bit, so that, you know, it looks a little bit more effortless. And clean this up a little bit. Of course, this shit is getting everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use some more Got To Be Free spray so that I can lay my wig down. And I feel like you don't need a whole lot for this step. And you know what? I really should be using some glue, because I just bought some glue from Amazon. It's I'm gonna do a video on that, so I'm not gonna say the name or whatever. But I did buy some glue or whatever, and I should be using it. But it's downstairs, so we move on. And actually, I feel like you should probably put your wig on first and then spray it down, because it makes it a little bit easier to probably put on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a middle part. So I'm gonna split my hair straight down the middle, give myself a middle part. I might have to take a hot comb. I haven't used my hot comb in a minute. Mainly because I just really haven't needed to or whatever, but I might for this. But I was having a really interesting conversation the other day, because I was watching this video of this girl talking about how hard it is to date nowadays. And, you know, I'm not in the dating pool, you know what I mean? But I do feel like she was right, you know what I'm saying? It is really hard to date nowadays. And not even just for somebody who's looking to date somebody, like, I'm not thinking of like the rapper, the baller, the, you know, I'm talking about average people trying to date an average person, you know what I mean? I feel like nowadays it's really hard to date. And she said the reason why she felt that way was because, you know, for women, a lot of women are on their grind. Like, a lot of women are on their shit, you know what I'm saying? They're ambitious, they have goals. You know, the number of women graduating is higher than men, women are making more money than men nowadays. And I'm gonna be wanding my hair, so I actually need to go get my wand. I'll be right back. But while this heats up, I'll keep talking. So yeah, she was just saying like the number of women nowadays compared to men, you know, we're doing better. We're doing better financially speaking, and not even just financially speaking, but just better in life in general. We have our shit together. We, you know, don't have 1,000,001 baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? That's men. Men out here, they are, I don't know what it is. I'm just like, does anybody want to, like, you know, have their family together, so to speak? Like, you know, I know, like, you don't, I mean, of course things do happen, and children, you know, they happen. They sometimes happen with somebody that you don't necessarily want to have that happen with, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, there's, I mean, I feel like there's condoms for that. Like, why are we out here, you know, just having children, having babies with just anybody that we don't plan on actually being with? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be responsible enough to, you know, make that decision to, you know, protect yourself and protect the woman. And of course, like, if you're the woman in this situation, you have to protect yourself, you know? But, you know, I was just kind of like trying to tell my boyfriend that it is harder for women to date than it is for men to date, because women are more successful nowadays. We don't want to date a man who does not have his shit together. We don't want to date a man who's still living with his baby mama, or still living with his mama, or still dealing with an ex, emotionally unavailable. And a lot of men are not dealing with heartbreak. They don't. Like, if you notice, like, if you guys have an ex or anything like that, notice how men don't really deal with their past relationships. They just don't. It's just not something that they do. A lot of times it's just harder for them, I think, to express themselves. And I think that part is part of a society type of thing, because we're always like, grow up, be a man, you know what I mean? And sometimes I think that kind of gets embedded into men, that they can't, you know, express themselves how they, you know, truly feel sometimes. And, you know, that could be our fault, you know, as a society, that we put those type of pressures on men to be, you know, kind of this hard rock, that they never have emotions, and that's just not realistic. But her point was that, you know, the choices out here, the pool for women to choose from is very slim. It's slim pickings out here, y'all. And if you're in the dating scene, you will know that it is slim pickings. And, you know, talking to my friends that are single, because I mean, almost all of my friends are single women. You know, it's hard for them to date, because they're like, you know, I have my shit together, I have a good job, I graduated college, you know, I'm on my way to success, or if I'm not successful yet, I'm going to get there eventually. And I think that's kind of what's lacking for a lot of men, is not even just the fact that, you know, financially they're not there. I think it's just more so of an ambition type of thing. And I think that's why a lot of women are starting to date older men, because they're just like, older men are more established, they're more mature, they know what they want, and they're more willing to be faithful. And a lot of men have the nerve. If you're not even attractive, how you gonna have the nerve to sit there and honestly cheat? A lot of men nowadays have infidelity issues, and women too. Women are not, you know, excused from the conversation at all, but I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective, that, you know, a lot of men have infidelity issues, and a lot of men cannot be faithful, like, to save their lives, which is really sad, but to say the least. So yeah, I'm just gonna be curling, probably gonna have to recurl that one, but I'm just gonna be curling my hair. I'm just gonna be wanding my entire head or whatever, and we'll come back and then we'll do makeup, because I don't want this video to be too long. Okay guys, so I am done, pretty much done with the hair part. So we're gonna move on to makeup. So I'm gonna clip my hair back. And I got a lot of new products that I bought from Ulta, so I figured we would just start with fresh new products. So the first thing that I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I've heard really good things about this primer. They said that it is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Luminous. So we're going to be testing it out. I did put on like a whole lot. As y'all can see, you probably don't need this much, like, at all, but it's already on my face, so I'm gonna go with it. It's definitely hydrating, I will say that. You guys, if this is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Luminous, y'all, I'm putting y'all on right now. You need to go buy this, okay? Just first impressions, it definitely is hydrating. It definitely feels like silk. I mean, if this is anything like the Tatcha Silk Luminous, then I could definitely see that, because if you were to feel my skin, it feels really, really good. So that's a good thing. So we'll really be able to tell once we put on our foundation, concealer, and all of that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and take my NARS. This is the NARS Medium Dark 3 in the color Amande. I use this to color correct. And typically I would just use my fingers, just being honest. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. By the way, I'm using the Real Techniques. This is the Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. So I'm using this to conceal. I mean, on camera, it really doesn't even look like I have any dark spots, but in person, baby, I do. So we're concealing. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put this underneath my eyes, because I do have some baggage right here, some dark spots that need to be concealed. So I'm going to conceal like so, and to get that up there. I think it looks good. If you guys know of any eyebrow pencil that is drugstore that you guys really like, hit me up. Definitely hit me up about that, because I am looking for one, because I really haven't found one that I truly like. I mean, this one is Wet n Wild, and I'm going to use this in today's video, but it's just not something that I truly like love. So if you guys have anything that you guys like really like, definitely let me know. And I'm probably just gonna go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. Probably do that off camera because I really have to focus. So, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know how to do your brows. Just film it, like look up the tutorial if you want to. Okay, so I have did my brows and I have concealed underneath my brows. Now I'm just gonna take this beauty blender and I'm just going to blend in my concealer. And I use the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan Sand to conceal underneath my brows. So I just like to blend that in like so. Remember, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. I never really got into that like super thick, super dark eyebrow look. I feel like we always do that at some point, but I never really got into that because my eyebrows are already like really dark, and so I just felt like making them darker was just like a no-go. Like why would I do that to myself? Like that's ugly. But I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix. I am in the color NC45, every black girl's color, okay, period. And I'm going to be using that for my foundation. And I'm going to be using this is the Pro Foundation Brush 47 by Sephora. And I'm using this brush to apply my foundation, obviously, because I'm going for a more full coverage look today. Honestly, I don't like it when brands don't put pumps on their foundation. Like, why do you do that? Like, because there's a few places that don't do that. Like L'Oreal, their foundations don't have pumps. Well, certain ones. This one does have a pump. This is the L'Oreal Infallible. This one obviously has a pump, but some of them don't come with pumps, and I don't like that. But I do really like this foundation. I've used this one before. This is a brand new bottle though. But I really did like this foundation. Jackie just posted a video. It was her, was it like brands that are going downhill or brands that are not looked, I don't even know. I put out the video called hell. You guys can go look at it or whatever. But MAC was on there and I was like, dang, like she's right. Like MAC really hasn't made any waves. They haven't really made any type of, you know, progress, I guess you could say. Like there's really no, like they come out with the 1001 collabs with like Disney. Like we can do without the Aladdin and the freaking Pocahontas collections. Like, you know, it was cute. Or, you know, when they did like the Selena collection, I believe they did one with Aaliyah. Like those were nice or whatever. But the other ones, like y'all can keep those. But that's just my opinion. Okay, I'm just gonna apply a little bit more foundation. I'm gonna be putting some more foundation right here where I need more coverage on my cheekbones. This part is not the hardest part, but one of the more longer parts because you're just, you know, every foundation is definitely, not foundation, but eyeshadow is definitely the longest part. I mean, you see foundation too. If you're doing eyeshadow is definitely the longest part of doing it. Get your neck. That neck to blend in, again, period. And then yeah, the forehead. I think that the MAC Studio Fix foundation is definitely one of those foundations that, you know, it may not look the best right when you put it on, but as soon as you let it sit on your skin, it's just like, oh, this is such a good foundation. Because I kind of felt that way the first time that I used it. I was like, it's alright. And then after a while, like after maybe like 2 minutes, I was like, oh, you did something. It's still my favorite foundation, especially the more matte look, because it's matte, but it's not like a overdone type of matte where it's drying, where it's cakey, you know, nothing like that. It's just really beautiful. It's definitely a good foundation to wear if you're doing like weddings and stuff like that, because it definitely makes you look flawless and it makes you look good in pictures. So yeah, I'm going to be taking Tarte Shake Tape color Tan Sand again to conceal underneath my eyes and to kind milkshake tape. I should have got the bigger one, but I wanted to try it out first before I committed to getting the large one. But I mean, I like it. I've actually never used it. People used to rave about it, and then Tarte definitely kind of fell off after the debacle, with the foundation shades and stuff like that. But I think that they were trying to make a comeback. I think that they definitely will. Sometimes it's just good to have a time out. So far, and I feel like when I was talking about earlier, with the choices and men, I feel like that kind of leads me to my next point that I'm about to make, y'all. Is that when I was in the dating, pool area, I was like, I'm not gonna date anybody outside my race because that's what I'm attracted to. I was like, I'm attracted to black men, and I like dark-skinned black men specifically. But, I was like, I'm not going to date anybody because I just don't find them. It's not that I didn't find them attractive, because there were other guys of other races that I did find attractive. But I think it was just me being me, just kind of me not, I guess, being open enough to even, consider that. That nowadays I'm like, if I could do it all over again, not that I would like not be with the person that I am with or whatever, but it's just the fact that like sometimes it's good to be more open, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, if I had a chance the next time around that, I would date somebody of a different race, of a different ethnicity, because I feel like black women, we have this thing about, black men dating white girls, white women, and how they don't really like us and stuff like that, which, that's a whole different, thing that I'm about to get into in a second. But I definitely think that black girls need to date outside of their race, because it seems like, black men, they like what they like, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with dating outside of your ethnicity as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. But I definitely feel like, black women get a lot of heat for dating outside of the race, and black men kind of don't. That's just my opinion, but I definitely think that it's time for black women to realize that we don't have to date just black men. If you can find a black man that you love, that you really that likes you, you know what I'm saying, great power to you. But sometimes, like I said, the choices out here sometimes ain't the greatest. So I think sometimes you just kind of have to date outside of, your normal. Get out there and just, do something different, because sometimes your man, your dream man might be white. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely think that you have to be careful, because there are a lot of white men who date black women just for the hell of it. Just to say, oh, I dated a black girl, you know what I'm saying? They're not doing it necessarily for the right reasons either. So you definitely have to be, there's always going to be some discernment that you're going to have while dating. It doesn't matter if you date in your race, outside of your race, it does not matter. I definitely think, so I'm using, this is the NYX matte bronzer. This is new to me. This is in the color Deep Tan. It's definitely deep. I think I can do this color. I think I'm just gonna have to blend. I mean, I see the color. You guys see it right there? But like I was saying, I definitely think that black women should definitely start dating outside of their race and outside of their, normal, preferences and stuff like that. The thing about preferences is, because I know a lot of people are like, well, there's nothing wrong with dating a light-skinned girl, which is not. There's absolutely nothing wrong with dating a light-skinned or a white woman. There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel that, you know, for dark skinned women specifically, it's harder for them to hear that because they're never the preference. In their eyes, they're never the preference. It's always the white women, it's always the light skinned girls, the mixed girls, the girls that are racially ambiguous, that are the preference. And for them, that can be kind of hard, you know what I'm saying, because you feel like you're not wanted in a sense. And it's not even just that, it's not even that, because, you know, there are dark skinned girls, you know, that are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I see them all the time. They're just like drop dead gorgeous. So I wouldn't even say it because, you know, you're not attractive or anything like that. It's not that, trust me, because dark skinned women got it going on, trust me. But I think that we kind of have, you know, this white is right type of, you know, thing going on right now, you know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes, you know, especially for certain groups of people, you know, that we sometimes kind of get in this, in order to make it, we have to date a certain demographic. And especially if we are somebody who's, I guess, higher in authority, I guess you could say. What I'm trying to say is that if it's, you know, a rapper or a ball player, football, basketball, whatever, I think we kind of get in this, oh, I have to have me a white girl type of thing going on, you know. But that's just me. And I'm concealing again with that color Tan Sand. I'm going to be using the Patricia Bright palette to do my eyeshadow look. Honestly, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do, you guys. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I think this is what the palette looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this palette. Can't wait to dig in. I'm trying to think of the outfit that I'm going to wear in this video. Is brown, so I'm thinking we could stick around that color scheme and stick with like a brown look. That's what I'm thinking. So I think I'm going to take these two colors right here that are in the palette. They're right next to each other. This one's like kind of got a peachy undertone a little bit. It's a tan color, but it's kind of peachy. And then I'm also going to take that brown right next to it. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to take, let's see, what brush I'm going to use. And then I'm going to take this brush. And I'm going to start with this brown color. It's in the color Modell. M-O-D-H-E-L-L-E. That is the name of that color. It's a nice brown. And I'm going to stick that right end of my lid, and I'm going to build that up, but I'm also going to shear it out, if that makes sense. So I'm going to build it up at first, build it up on the sides, and then I'm going to shear it out towards the middle of my eyelid. And this is like a really pigmented brown. Like, I've never had a brown look so pigmented. And to be honest with you guys, I stay away from eyeshadows because I have very hooded eyes, so you sometimes can't even see my eyeshadow because for one, my eyes are small, and then for two, they're hooded. Hooded eyes, basically, you know, like most people have like bigger eyelids. My eyelids, they're small. Let's just, I don't know, that's the only way sorry, my camera turned off. But I'm gonna build that color up. And this is the same color. This is in the color Modell. At least I think that's the color. I've noticed that with a lot of palettes, they have like an abundance of like shimmers. Like shimmer, 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 shimmer. It's like glitter every fucking where. And it's like sometimes I just want a nice matte color. And I feel like that's why I kind of gravitated towards this palette, because it had nice matte colors. And I feel like, you know, Patricia Bright, she's, you know, a brown skinned babe, and she definitely is going to make sure that her palettes are pigmented so that they can show up on her skin tone and everybody else's skin tone. So she did a really great job on this palette. Like, I'm really impressed. Really impressed. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm just going to be building that up. Sorry, my light, it's like the sun came out all of a sudden, and then I look like white. Like, I look like a white girl. So I look a little washed out. So I apologize about that. And I can see that it's kind of going up a little bit farther than I really wanted, so I'm gonna focus that down a little bit more. And then I'm gonna pop this color. Hopefully this color goes good with this color. Okay, I can dig it. I'm gonna pop this light brown color right in the center. And of course you could do a cut crease, you know what I'm saying, but I don't feel like that's completely necessary. Not in my eyes, at least. I'm gonna pop that color right there, and I'm gonna focus it. I'm just gonna blend. So we want those two colors to kind of marry each other, so to speak. This is the actually I don't know because it's rubbed off, so never mind. But it's, you know, I'm sure you can find a brush similar to this brush. It's a double-edged brush or whatever. And I'm just gonna keep blending, keep blending, keep blending. I like that. I think I might wanna, I don't know, I'm just like nervous because I'm like, I don't wanna like do too much and then it looks bad. I don't know. I'm gonna go back in with that same color, that brown color, and I'm gonna build that back up. And I'm gonna take this color, by the way. This color that I'm using, this like peachy, like tan color, it's the color Queen. If you guys are, you know, following along, color Queen, and I'm going to build that up again. They've been denying these babies, y'all. Like, these women have been telling these men that they are the father of their children for like, what, a year, 2 years? And they keep denying these babies. And then they have the nerve to actually be the father. Like, my thing is that you probably knew that you were the father all along. You probably knew. You probably knew that, but you just kept denying it for some reason. I don't know why. Because Rick Ross has like, I don't even know how many kids that nigga has, but he has a lot of kids. And then Future, I know he has like 7 or 8 now. Like he's on his like 9th baby mama type. Like I don't even, like he's got a lot of kids. Sorry. I had to fix my eyebrow because it was like trailing off. Like I have like no tail. Like my eyebrows, they start thick and then they just like disappear, and it's just like, that's annoying. Like I really want to get microblading done, or not, what the heck, oh, microblading. I really want to get what is that called, not lamination, but you know, brow tint or whatever you call it. I don't even know what it's called, But I really want to get that done to my eyebrows because my eyebrows, I don't know, honey, I just really don't. I don't even know, okay? But that's pretty much it for this eyeshadow look. I'm really not trying to do too much because you guys will see why. Like, my dress is not the type of dress, like, you don't really have to do a whole lot to it. However, I am going to do my inner corner highlight. I'm also going to highlight my brow bone. So I'm going to, let's see what we can take and use. I think I'm going to use this, actually I might use this palette. I might take this Morphe palette. This is the 25A Copper Spice palette. I think I'm going to take this palette because I want to keep it in the brown gold family. So I'm going to take this brush right here. This is the number 11 brush by BH Cosmetics. And I think I'm going to do this color. Damn. That right there in the corner of my eye. I feel like my eyeshadow look is missing something. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another brush, kind of like this, nice and fluffy, and I'm going to go back in with Queen. I'm just gonna build that up a little more. Yeah, that looks way better. I'm gonna build this Queen up a little bit more. Okay, so all I did was I built that color up a little more and kind of smoked it out a little bit. And I'm gonna take my Super Shock highlighters. These are by ColourPop. I don't know what color I'm gonna do yet. That's pretty. I think I'm going to do this color. This is in the color Amaze. So I'm going to take this color and all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down the bridge of my nose. And I like to use my fingers because I notice like when you use a brush, it looks a little bit more painted on than when you use your fingers. On the ball of your nose, it's really cute, and then bring it down here. I mean, if you want to, you could always, you know, put some on your cheekbones, just a little bit. Gives you a nice little highlight, but not too much. That's why I use my fingers. Okay, so onto the lip, right? Okay, so I'm gonna be using Velvet Teddy, and then I'm also gonna use a lip liner. I'm gonna use this one. This is by LA Girl. This is in the color Sugar and Spice. And everything nice. So I'm gonna be lining my lips, and then I don't remember. My lips are like super dry. It's ridiculous. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting. Yeah, my lips are so dry. Yeah, my lips are so dry right now. Like, it's crazy. And I look using this facial spray. Whew. This facial spray is by Wet n Wild. I actually really like this one. It's really good. Wet n Wild has really great products. I use Wet n Wild a lot in my tutorials and stuff like that. And I'm gonna put on some lashes, and that is it, you guys. And I will show you guys up close so you guys can actually see the finished product. Alright, you guys, this is my outfit. The dress is from Pretty Little Thing, and I am wearing my gold Givenchy bracelet. And I'm also wearing heels. So they're just clear strapped heels. These are from like Fashion Nova. I've had these heels for a long time. And I ended up changing my lip just to like some like, you know, like a nice like pink lip gloss or whatever. And I ended up pulling my hair back because I thought it looked more classy, more effortless with this dress. And that is pretty much it, you guys. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.